Now, Archbishop Desmond Tutu has been hailed for never forgetting where he came from. This during a memorial service held in Klerksdorp, the Arch's birthplace. Earlier, there was a wreath-laying ceremony in honor of the Arch ahead of his funeral service tomorrow. On Saturday, rather. Tomorrow's Friday. We do have our Terazo Mohagi, who is on the ground. Terazo, a very good afternoon to you. It certainly has been quite a long week, every single day of this week having its own flavor and its own services in order to pay tribute to the Arch. Tell us about the developments that are on the ground there and what is being put in place ahead of Saturday.
Well, good afternoon, Sister. Indeed, a very busy day here in Klerksdorp as residents came through to pay their last respects to Archbishop Emeritus Desmond Tutu. As you mentioned, that this is his birthplace here in Klerksdorp. He was here for a few years before his parents then had to move out of Klerksdorp into Gauteng. But the people here have said that he never forgot where he came from, that he continued to remember the people here of Klerksdorp, and that what everybody knew about him as a loyal and loving person, that's exactly how they remember him here in Klerksdorp as well. But let's get a bit more perspective from the ANC-NEC member, Dakota Lekwete. Thank you so much for your time. Now, Dakota, let's start off with just how you will remember the Archbishop Emeritus Desmond Tutu.
Well, thank you very much. Bishop Tutu was one of the most outstanding descendants of our country, a moral leader, a bridge builder, a reconciler, a unifier, and somebody who had unabiding love for his country and his people. You would see with the role he played in the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, the role he played when we were on the verge of a civil war after the death of our leader Chris Hani, the role he played in touching ordinary lives of South Africans. And we know him. Whatever you can say about him, he was a no-nonsense man. He would not pretend when things go wrong or when things go off the rail. He was an upright and a forthright character. And that's how we would remember the Arch. But never besides that, he has contributed in unifying many of the countries in the continent, many of the countries in the world. He has played a role as a leader of the church. He has played his role as a community builder. He has played his role as an Africanist, Pan-Africanist, as an international figure in terms of rounding up the world, making a contribution, including against any injustice visited upon anybody, from gender-based violence, from discrimination. And I think the best thing we'll do in South Africa for now, if we were to remember Bishop Tutu, is to ensure that all those who are recommended by the TRC Commission report, action is taken against them. Secondly, is to deal with the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room for us, if we are to reach a real social justice that Desmond Tutu would stand for, the elephant in the room is to deal with the current economic paradigm. The current economic paradigm in South Africa is not sustainable, where 95% of the population of the country depends on revenue which SARS collects from the 5%, where the economy, over 60% of our GDP, is controlled by 4 families. Look, it will be a facade if we were to talk about a better life for all. It will never happen under the current economic paradigm. And the only best social justice we can give as a farewell to Bishop Tutu is to ensure that we, all South Africans, are included in the economic paradigm. We change the current economic paradigm from favoring the minority, but to go and favor the majority. And I think that will be a better and a good send-off to the Arch.
Now, Dakota, you mentioned that particular elephant in the room, but we do know the other one, where the Arch himself criticized the ANC. And if I'm not mistaken, he said something along the lines of the ANC being worse than the apartheid government. What is your response as an ANC member at this stage to what the Arch had said back then? And how is the ANC going to find a way to take his baton? I mean, a lot of people have spoken about how he was a no-nonsense man, like you have just said now, and how he tried to unify people in all that he did. How is the ANC going to ensure that this is done and that his memory lives on in the works that you do as a governing party?
Look, I've said it earlier on that he was a moral leader. Now, a moral leader supersedes all of us in terms of ethics and values, in terms of service to mankind. And I think it's correct for the Arch to have reprimanded the ANC when we're going off the rail. It's not something to feel bad about. It's for something for us as the ANC to go and correct and ensure that not any other South Africans, not any other moral leader of our people get pains with the way ANC do things. And I think as part of renewal, as part of self-correction, it's something which the Arch has warned us about, something to look at and find a way of correcting it. And where necessary, I think it will be correct for us to apologize, either to the community or to the church or to everybody, so that we can get everybody to heal, because that is what the Arch lives for. You would know that it was somebody who was not pretentious. It's somebody who was a realist. Whenever he's confronted by pain, he would even break and cry. He was normal and human like all of us. And I think that's what we need to appreciate as the ANC and the leadership. Rather than being angry with him, let's find a way of correcting what he was raising with us.
Would there be any form of apology, perhaps, from the ANC to those that you have wronged?
Look, through our President Cyril Ramaphosa in the past, we have apologized in instances where we went wrong. And I think the best for us is to commit to what we have resolved, renewal. And renewal means doing things the new way, not the old way. And that is a challenge that some of us need to understand when we talk about renewal. Be it corruption, be it malfeasance, be it cheating, be it whatever. I think the best thing for us as the ANC and the leadership is to ensure that we do things in a new way, and part of the new way is to find a compact with our people, find a way of how best we can do for South Africans to get jobs, to live proper, to have our kids having a safer future, having a safer country where everybody can live in peace, harmony, and tranquility.
All right, thank you so much, Dakota Legoete there. He's the ANC NEC member, just giving us a breakdown of how the ANC will remember the Archbishop Desmond Tutu. Sis Tami?
Thank you very much for that, Chekhoacho Moagi. As the proceedings and the preparations continue in different places around the country, we certainly will be keeping you abreast of those developments right here on Newzroom Afrika, Channel 405.